Tell me, have you ever felt your heart skip a beat? Not because of joy, but because of fear. A strange flutter, a tightness in your chest. You climb a flight of stairs and suddenly it feels like you've run a marathon. You sit down to rest, but the pressure doesn't go away right away. Your breath shortens, your hands feel colder than they used to, and late at night, lying in bed, there's that soft thudding in your chest that suddenly seems louder than usual, reminding you, I'm still here, but for how long? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we age, many of us start living with a quiet fear of what our heart may do next. Some accept it as just aging. Some try one pill after another, hoping for relief. And some simply stop talking about it altogether. But what if I told you there is something else? Not a miracle pill, not a surgery, but a simple spoonful a day, a golden blend, a recipe born not in a lab, but in the hands of a legendary heart surgeon, a man who helped thousands recover after life-threatening operations, a man who lived actively well into his 90s thanks to this very formula. This isn't a myth. This is real. And today, I will show you exactly what it is, how to make it, and how it can help you breathe easier, walk lighter, and feel like your heart is finally on your side again. But only if you stay with me. Because at the end of this video, I will share the most overlooked step that most people get wrong. And that makes all the difference. So don't leave, don't scroll, watch to the end. Because what I'll show you might just surprise you. Most people think the heart simply wears out with age, like an old machine that's been running too long. They say, you're just getting old. It's normal. So you're given pills to slow things down. Pills for pressure, pills for rhythm, pills to manage the side effects of other pills. But what if I told you, your heart isn't breaking down, it's running on empty? You see, I've spent a lifetime watching what happens inside the chest, literally. I've held beating hearts in my hands. I've watched them struggle after surgery, and I've watched them come back to life. And I can tell you, the heart is not weak because of age. It becomes weak because it's undernourished. Imagine asking your car to drive across the country with no fuel. That's exactly what many older adults are doing every day, expecting strength, endurance, energy, without feeding the heart what it truly needs. Legendary heart surgeon Dr. Amosov understood this better than anyone. After thousands of operations, he realized medication can help temporarily, but only real nutrients, the right blend of potassium, magnesium, natural energy, and antioxidants, can truly rebuild the heart muscle and help it thrive. That's why he created what he called the golden paste. Not a drug, not a commercial product, but a homemade, powerful recipe designed to refuel the heart from the inside out, used on patients right after surgery to help them recover faster than anyone expected. And he took it himself, every day, for decades, until almost 90 years old, still walking, thinking, and working, because his heart was well fed, not just medicated. And now, I'm going to show you exactly how to make this golden blend step by step. But first, are you still with me? Take a deep breath and get ready. Because the real secret isn't just in the ingredients, it's in the way they work together. And once you understand that, everything will make sense. 1. Dried apricots, the heart's rhythm keeper. Let me ask you something from one elder to another. Have you ever felt your heart beating out of sync? A sudden flutter, a skipped beat, a quiet thump that grows louder when you lie down, alone with your thoughts. I've been there, and I know how unsettling it feels. Like your own body is whispering a warning, but you're not sure how to answer. In those moments, we often turn to monitors, pills, checkups. But we rarely ask, what does the heart actually need to feel safe again? What does it crave? Not chemically, but nutritionally. The answer, my friend, is potassium, and one of the richest, most natural sources of it is dried apricots. You see, potassium is like the tuning fork for your heart. It helps every beat land in perfect rhythm. Not too fast, not too slow, just steady, like a metronome guiding a gentle song. When your potassium is low, your heart may stumble, and your blood pressure may rise like a storm coming in. Dried apricots aren't just sweet. They're medicine in disguise. In just a few pieces, they deliver hundreds of milligrams of potassium, enough to calm irregular pulses and lighten the load on your heart. But that's not all. Apricots also contain magnesium, another quiet healer. It soothes the nerves, eases blood vessels, and helps your muscles, including your most important one, relax. Now imagine this. You're eating one spoonful of a golden mixture, and inside that spoon is the strength to keep your heart beating steadily, to reduce swelling in your feet, to let your chest feel light again. This is why apricots are the foundation of the golden paste. Because when your rhythm is right, everything else in your body starts to flow more naturally. And the best part? They do all this without a single side effect. No prescriptions, no labels, just fruit, touched by sun, dried with care, and given back to you as fuel for your second youth. 2. Raisins, the vessel cleaner. Let me tell you something I've learned after 90 years of living and decades of watching patients fight silent battles. It's not always the heart that's the problem. Sometimes it's the roads leading to it. Your heart can be strong, but if your blood vessels, the tiny highways, are clogged, stiff, or inflamed, your heart has to work harder and harder until one day it simply says, "I've had enough." That's where raisins come in. Not as a snack, but as tiny guardians of your blood vessels. Especially dark raisins, rich in antioxidants, iron, and potassium. They may look wrinkled and ordinary, but inside each one is a compound called resveratrol, a natural agent that fights plaque buildup, reduces inflammation, and strengthens the delicate walls of your arteries and capillaries. When I think of raisins, I picture them moving through the bloodstream like gentle brushes, sweeping out the cholesterol, calming down the chaos, and quietly healing what years of stress, poor diet, and medication may have left behind. And there's more. Raisins are packed with B vitamins, particularly B6 and B9, folate, which are crucial for red blood cell production and nerve health. Because let's be honest, how many of our heart problems started with worry, fear, sleepless nights? These little dried grapes may not look like much, but they support both body and mind. They help reduce fatigue, lighten the emotional load, and give the heart clean, easy-flowing blood, the kind it doesn't have to fight to pump. You don't need handfuls. Just a few in your daily spoonful of golden paste, and slowly, quietly, day by day, they help your inner roads stay smooth, elastic, and clear. So next time you see a raisin, don't just see a dried fruit. See a vessel cleaner, a heart helper, a symbol of how the simplest things can do the deepest healing. 3. Prunes, the gut guardian. There's something people don't talk about enough as they grow older, that heavy, sluggish feeling in the gut, the bloat, the discomfort, the days you just don't feel clear. You might think it's just digestion. But let me tell you what I've learned. When your gut is sluggish, your whole body suffers, especially your heart. You see, your gut isn't just a pipe for food, it's your second brain. It's where 70% of your immune system lives. It's the gatekeeper for what gets absorbed and what gets stuck. When things back up in your gut, toxins build up in your blood. And your poor heart, it has to work overtime to clean up the mess. That's why prunes, humble, sweet, soft prunes, are a key ingredient in the golden paste. They do more than keep things moving. They're gut restorers. Prunes are rich in soluble fiber, the kind that binds to waste, sweeps through your system, and clears the path for better absorption. But they also deliver sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol that gently stimulates digestion without cramps, without chemicals, without stress. But here's the deeper truth. A clean gut means your heart gets clean fuel. It means less inflammation, better nutrient absorption, and a feeling of lightness in your body you may not have felt in years. And then, the hidden power. Antioxidants, especially chlorogenic acid, which helps reduce oxidative stress in your blood vessels. You know that foggy, tired, bloated feeling? Prunes lift it. And not just physically. When your belly is calm, your mind is clearer, your sleep is deeper, your mood steadier. In my 91 years, I've learned this. Healing the heart always starts in the gut. That's why every spoon of the golden paste must include prunes, because sometimes the road to a strong heart starts in the stomach. 4. Figs, the natural blood thinner. Let me tell you a truth that many people miss. Thick blood breaks hearts, not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, quietly. It moves sluggishly through your veins, puts pressure on your heart, starves your brain of oxygen, and one day, it's too late. But nature gave us a gift, a small, unassuming fruit, soft on the outside and powerful within. The fig. I remember my grandmother giving me figs as a boy. She said, "This keeps the blood young," and I never understood what she meant until I became a doctor. Figs contain a remarkable enzyme called physin. It's nature's gentle way of helping thin the blood, so your heart doesn't have to work so hard to move it. When blood is thick, the heart pumps like it's pushing honey through a straw. When it's light and fluid, it flows like water, reaching your fingers, your toes, your brain with ease. No more pressure, no more silent strain. But that's not all. Figs are also rich in iron, which helps your body build red blood cells and carry more oxygen. That means more energy, clearer thinking, and a stronger immune system. And have you ever noticed how figs are shaped like a heart? Maybe it's no coincidence. Because they love your heart in every way. They soothe, they strengthen, they make the blood a river and not a swamp. And you don't need many, just a few, blended into your daily spoonful of golden paste. They do their work quietly, but powerfully. In a world full of artificial blood thinners with warnings, side effects, and fear, figs remind us sometimes the best medicine is still growing on trees. So if your heart feels heavy, if your hands are cold, if your thoughts are cloudy, remember the fig and let your blood flow like it used to, freely, easily, and full of life. 5. Walnuts, the artery protector. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why heart problems seem to creep in quietly, even when you're eating healthy, even when your blood pressure is under control, even when you're doing your best? The truth is, most of us forget one crucial part of the heart system, the arteries. Think of them as the soft pipes that carry life. Now imagine those pipes slowly hardening, narrowing, getting clogged with sticky plaque over the years. You don't feel it, not at first. But your heart does. It pumps harder, it tires faster, it starts to ache. And here's where walnuts come in, not just as food, but as defenders of your arteries. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the good fats, the healing fats, the kind your body doesn't make on its own, but desperately needs. These omega-3s act like a gentle scrub brush, cleaning the inner walls of your arteries, breaking down cholesterol buildup, reducing inflammation, and helping restore the elasticity that youth once gave you. You see, a healthy artery is soft, flexible, open. But as we age, they stiffen. They resist the flow. They trap fat. And the heart suffers. But walnuts, they retrain your vessels to relax again. They're also rich in plant-based protein, fuel for every cell, especially your heart muscle. When your heart is weak, it doesn't need more pressure. It needs building blocks, and walnuts deliver exactly that. Let me say something personal. In my 91 years, I've seen more lives changed by omega-3s than by any pill. Because once your blood flows freely, once your vessels open up, you feel younger, not just in your body, but in your mind. And walnuts, my friend, are the smartest, most powerful nut for the job. So next time you crack one open, remember, you're not just eating for taste. You're feeding the highways of your heart. And in your daily spoon of golden paste, walnuts stand tall as the protectors, keeping your heart's path smooth, strong, and clear. 6. Lemon, the absorption booster. There's something magical about a lemon. It's bright, it's sharp, It wakes you up the moment you taste or smell it. But beyond the freshness, beyond the zing, lemon holds a power most people overlook. It helps everything else work better. You can eat the best foods in the world, the richest fruits, the finest nutrients. But if your body doesn't absorb them, it's like pouring water into a cracked glass. Nothing sticks. Lemon, especially with the peel, is nature's fixer. It makes nutrients stick. It turns eating into healing. Let me explain. First, the juice. Packed with vitamin C, one of the most essential tools your body needs to build strong blood vessel walls. Vitamin C helps repair damage inside your arteries, makes capillaries stronger, and protects you from those tiny silent ruptures that can lead to bigger problems. But it's the peel that holds the deeper treasure. Yes, the peel. The part most people throw away. Inside the peel are bioflavonoids, natural compounds that supercharge vitamin absorption, especially iron, which is so important for energy and oxygen delivery. And here's something beautiful. Lemon also acts as a natural preservative. In the golden paste, it keeps the mixture fresh, keeps bacteria away, and locks in all the precious benefits of the fruits and nuts you've carefully prepared. But lemon is more than functional. It brings balance. The sharpness cuts through the sweetness. It tells your body, wake up, heal, absorb, strengthen. In my own practice, I've seen patients who took every supplement under the sun, but felt nothing. Then, we added just a little lemon, and suddenly the nutrients started working. Because lemon doesn't just enter your body, it activates it. So in your spoonful of golden paste, when you taste that hint of brightness, know that it's more than flavor. It's the key that unlocks the door, the spark that turns food into fuel, the silent hero behind the scenes, ensuring that every cell, every vessel, every heartbeat gets exactly what it needs. 7. Honey, the carrier. If the golden paste were an orchestra, honey would be the conductor, not the loudest, not the flashiest, but the one who brings it all together, who makes sure every ingredient plays in harmony. You might think honey is just there for sweetness, but let me tell you, as someone who's spent decades studying how the body heals, honey is much more than sugar. Raw, unprocessed honey is a biological delivery system. It carries nutrients deep into your cells thanks to its natural enzymes and trace minerals. It doesn't just coat, it transports. Think of it like a taxi. The potassium from apricots, the omega-3 from walnuts, the antioxidants from figs and raisins, they all get a ride straight into the bloodstream, into the tissues, into the heart. But that's not all. Honey is one of the oldest healing substances known to mankind. It's naturally anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and rich in antioxidants that protect your cells from aging. It calms a restless digestive system. It soothes a stressed nervous system. And it gives your body pure, clean energy. No crashes, no chemicals. But a word of caution. Not all honey is created equal. The kind you need is raw, natural, unheated honey. Once you heat it above 104 degrees, 40 degrees, you destroy the enzymes and turn medicine into little more than syrup. So treat honey with the same care you'd treat any sacred remedy. When I stir honey into the golden paste, I do it slowly, with gratitude. Because I know that with each turn of the spoon, I'm creating something that heals from the inside out. Honey is the final thread. It binds, it delivers, it protects. And when you take your daily spoonful, what you're tasting is not just sweetness, but the strength of the earth, concentrated and handed to your heart. Now that your golden paste is ready, thick, fragrant, and glowing in its jar, the question becomes, how do you turn it into real healing? It's not just about taking a spoonful here and there. This is medicine through rhythm, not habit. Let me guide you gently, step by step. Each day, you'll take 1 tablespoon of the paste, not a teaspoon, a full rounded tablespoon with love and purpose. If you're new to it, begin slow. 1 spoon in the morning on an empty stomach. Let your body adjust. Then, if you feel well, build your rhythm to 3 times daily, morning, midday, and evening, always 30 minutes before meals. Why before meals? Because on an empty stomach, your body can absorb all the nutrients, the potassium, the omega-3s, the iron, without interference. If you take it after food, it becomes dessert. But taken before food, it becomes medicine. And don't rush. Take that spoonful slowly. Let it melt in your mouth. Taste the honey. Feel the lemon. Know that this small act is a powerful promise to your body. I am taking care of you now. Use it every day for 1 full month. No skipping. This is your course, your healing season. Then rest for a month. Let your body process, absorb, and reset. Dr. Amosov, who created this formula, recommended doing this twice a year. Once in the spring to renew, and once in the fall to prepare. That's all you need. 2 seasons of commitment for a year of strength. But remember, like all good things in life, this paste is not for everyone. If you have diabetes, speak with your doctor. The natural sugars, though healing, still count. If you're allergic to honey or walnuts, do not take it. If you have acid reflux or a sensitive stomach, start with half a spoon and watch your body's response. This is natural, yes, but it is still powerful, and power when respected heals. Store it in a clean glass jar, sealed tight, and keep it in the refrigerator. Use a clean, dry spoon each time, and try to finish your jar within 4-6 weeks for the freshest effect. And that's it. Simple, gentle, powerful. This is not a quick fix. It's a quiet return to rhythm, to strength, to balance, to the version of yourself that feels light, clear, and full of life again. All from 1 spoon, my dear friend. If you've stayed with me until now, it means you care deeply about your heart, about your health, about your life, and that matters more than you know. We've talked about the ingredients. We've walked through the process. You've seen how nature, when respected and combined with intention, can create something far more powerful than a pill. But here's what I want you to remember most. This is not just a recipe. It's a daily act of love for the one organ that never stops working for you. Your heart doesn't take weekends off. It beats for you while you sleep, while you worry, while you live. And now, you have a way to give something back. A spoon of strength, a spoon of healing, a spoon of hope. Even if you start with just 1 tablespoon a day, so before breakfast, in silence, in gratitude, you're already on your way to more energy, better circulation, and a calmer rhythm inside. You don't need to do everything at once. You don't need to fix your entire life today. Just begin with this. And if you found this video helpful, if it spoke to something deep in you, please click subscribe and tap the bell icon, because I have more to share. More recipes, more stories, more ways for us to grow strong together. And please leave me a comment. Will you try the golden paste? Or maybe you have a family remedy of your own? I'd be honored to hear your wisdom. We are not alone. We are generations of strength, still breathing, still learning, still healing. And all it takes is 5 minutes a day. Just 1 spoon for your heart, for your life.